All right. Welcome back, my friends. So, now that you know how to get the most out of Integrate the Challenge, the workshop that we're getting into for these next 6 weeks, my next question would be, what are we actually getting into? What's Integrate? What are we here to expect? What's really going to occur for us in the next 6 weeks? And I want to tell you a little bit about my responsibilities as your coach, why I designed this workshop the way that I did, and what my goal is in creating the space, this workshop, this community for all of us to thrive in together. So, the word integrate itself, one of the definitions, according to Webster, is combine one thing with another so that they produce a whole. If we really think about it, integration is that process of taking separate pieces and then bringing them together. Oftentimes in our lives, what happens is we come to places of indecision. We're not sure where we're going, what's going to happen for us next. And that indecision, most of the time, is what is holding us back from taking actions towards our dreams, towards living into our potentials, towards thriving. So when we integrate, what we do is we really break down, why do we have separate desires? Why are we longing for two different directions? Why are we wanting one thing, but taking actions that lead us in a completely different direction? What you'll come to realize during this workshop is that ultimately it's all for your benefit. Even the things that you think are driving you astray, where you're not showing up for yourself, where you're doubting yourself, where you're not taking action, even that comes from a place deep within you filled with your knowing, your truth, your honesty. And my goal in this workshop is just to show you how to integrate these parts of yourselves, how to get to the essence, the deeper truth behind why you do the things that you do. And then how to use that integrated whole self to truly create long lasting, profound change that will last your whole life. It's a process you can do over and over and over again. So that leads me to my next concept. Integration takes time, y'all. And my goal is to show you a process that you can use again and again. I remember when I first started my own coaching journey, I was in a rut. I tried a lot of things. I was definitely not in a good place in my life, even though it seemed like I had all the things. I was living on Maui. I was working 20 hours a week, earning 80K a year, seemingly like I was living a dream life. And yet, inside, I was empty. And I was self soothing with drugs and alcohol and extra beach time and hikes, and really also isolating and being depressed and taking care of myself in those ways because I just was not able to understand what was going on. It seems like I have everything around me, and why am I unhappy? What I ended up doing was entering a Tony Robbins seminar. It was a weekend seminar, and I ended up really getting so much information from that training in a weekend, and it blew my mind and got me really excited, got me elevated, got me wanting to go, go, go. And then when I got home and really tried to put those changes into my life, it stuck around for a week, for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks, until it truly started falling off. And I mean, seriously falling off, y'all, back until I was into my regular patterns again. Now, the things that I learned seeded within me some really deep seeds, and there was no ignoring those seeds. So I ended up continuing my training in different ways and realizing that I was going to need maintenance in order to really integrate the new knowledge that I learned during that seminar. And when I was creating this workshop, that was the biggest thing that was missing for me from my original Tony Robbins exposure to life coaching, the world of personal development in this arena, in this way, that it was just too quick. I was set on fire for a second. I was ready to go, but it was just like fake, like someone poured lighter fluid on the fire. And so it exploded and it didn't last. And I needed more and more. And so I kept going and I kept investing. I was determined to figure out what was going on with me and really start watering those seeds that I planted that I knew were possible for me to truly live a life that I was not just enjoying on the outside, but feeling in love with on the inside. And for me, that is what I want to bring to the world with my intro to coaching offer. So, this idea of integrate is like taking 18 months worth of all my coaching work that I did on myself at the very beginning, consolidating it into a 6-week program to give you a really nice broad overview of these concepts. And then to do it over time so that you have consistent support, so that you can really integrate these concepts, so that you're not left with seeds that you're trying to maintain and water on your own when you've never been a gardener before. I'm here to help and I want to help the whole time. So we're going to take this easy. We're going to take this slowly. And we're really going to integrate these changes throughout our lives. What we're also going to do, though, is have lifetime access to the community, y'all. So every time I'm running this workshop, those group coaching calls are open to everyone. And soon enough, I have a feeling by 2021, it will just, I mean, by the end of this year, early 2022, it will just be a weekly thing that we do for your one-time investment. So you always have support, so that you can always come back and continue watering those seeds, growing those plants, and truly integrating that challenge for just one investment. That was the thing that was missing for me for Tony. I was like, I need more, I need more. But I had to keep on investing more and more and more. And I want to give this resource to as many people as possible so that you can truly, 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 just from this one course alone, create that long lasting change in your life that you desire today. Having said that, I want to introduce you to the journey of life versus the destination. Now, we're really going to tap into this first week. But one of the things that you're going to have to abandon in hopes of or in jumping into this workshop is that idea that happiness is going to be possible for me when I achieve something, when I get to my destination, when I finally reach my goals, when I have that 100K a year business, when I have my dream date, when my kids are absolutely amazing and behaving and listening to me, then I can be happy. Y'all, this whole process of integration is a process you can do again and again and again, because life is about the journey, not the destination. Kind of like this little spiral effect. We may start here in life, and as we continue, we'll start seeing some of the same patterns that we may have experienced over here come up in our lives over and over and over again, just in different situations. We've all heard the story of the person who gets into one abusive relationship after another, or someone who isn't able to maintain a good balance in their bank account to save their lives. Why? Why do we consistently do the same things again and again and again? This is this whole process, y'all. We're going to look at the journey. Now, I hope that you have some specific goals you'd like to achieve, whether it's launching your business, getting into that dream date. I want you to have practical, applicable goals right now for this workshop that we will work on specifically. But what you'll see is the specificity of one goal will reflect in so many areas of your life. And again, this is a process that you can do again and again and again. This workshop is about giving you all of the tools rather than saying, hey, eventually down there's a solution. You remember the Wizard of Oz? It's kind of like Dorothy. There's no place like home, y'all. And home is already within you. It's on the journey with you. There's no Emerald City we're getting to. Today, right here, right now is your place, your moment to thrive. And that's my goal for this workshop, is to really empower you to thrive in any moment of your life that you might find yourself in. right now. So, what are you to expect in this workshop? I wanted to give you a little heads up on the schedule and why I created it the way I did, why I stacked these tools and stacked these weeks in the way that I did. I really took a lot of time planning and organizing this when I was creating this, and I wanted to bring y'all, remember that spiral, that loop, something that you could systematize and use as a process over and over and over. So if you think about it, the 6 weeks are kind of lined up like a 6-step process. Anytime a challenge comes into your life, anytime you're born and have a new or born with a new idea, you're birthing a new idea, you're thinking of new thoughts. Anytime that you want to accomplish something new, these 6 weeks is going to be your process. The first step always is going to be awareness, right? Where am I now? Where do I want to go? What do I have to do to get there? The thing that I teach in the week of awareness, week 1, is all about radical self-love, how to do awareness with radical self-love. It's my favorite tool. It's the tool you'll need throughout this whole process, whether you're super high up or where you're super low down, or you're just neutral in the middle. Radical self-love is going to serve you throughout everything. The second week, your mind-body connection. We're going to really understand both mentally, intellectually, biologically, scientifically, as well as physically, why we do the things we do. What's this relationship between the mind and the body? Why is it that sometimes we can daydream, we can think, we can say we want to go accomplish something, do something, but when it comes to doing it, our body's like, nope, not going there. I'm not doing that. No way, no can do. What is that connection? We're really going to look into that, but we're going to look at it from a place of radical self-love, right? Understanding why we do the things we do, why we crave what we crave from a place of love, not judgment. Number 3, emotions. What I call the INS. You'll get to know this really, really well. And really, this is why emotions are in the middle of this challenge. The INS is your internal guidance system. Just like all of us have GPS in our car, your emotional body is your internal navigation system. And this is why it's really the bulk of this work. It's right in the middle of this work. We're going to get so in tune, so familiar with, so acknowledgent of our emotions. And we're going to see how our emotions are that navigation system that's like in our car telling us, go right, go left, next stop sign, turn here. You're on the route to your destination, no matter what. Remember that part too. Number 4, failing, wabi-sabi style. If you've ever heard of wabi-sabi, really beautiful concept out of Japan, where let's say you have an old vase or antique piece that happened to break down and get a crack in it. What would happen is that it would not be that, oh, the piece is broken and now we're going to throw this vase away. But what the Japanese culture embodies in wabi-sabi is actually glorifying the break, glorifying the crack by beautifying it. So oftentimes they'll fill the crack with a precious gold or beautiful decoration, and they'll mend the vase. They'll bring it back together and actually highlight the break when they redisplay it with the beautiful mending. This is that process of integration. Failure is no longer going to be something that scares you after this workshop. It's going to be something that you look forward to, that you're going to want to highlight, that you're going to have a plan for. Looking forward to failure is going to make you so much more resilient to failure and so much more capable of being able to take those risks, getting out there and doing the hard things. Because oftentimes that's going to involve failing, but we're going to do it wabi-sabi style. Number 5, grit into flow. Grit and flow are amazing concepts, words that are really coming out of the scientific community right now when it comes to neurobiology and how we access peak performance states. Like when a surfer is about to, I lived on Maui, I love this example, bomb a 50-foot wave and go down that wave, everything seems to stop. Time seems to stop. You become at one with the ocean, with the experience, all of those skills, the practice, the morning workouts, everything that they've done so far kicks into play on autopilot. And all that tough work, all that grit turns into that moment of flow where they catch the most epic wave, they ride it, and it's not like they're technically involved at that point in time. Their mind's almost turned off, and they're in that flow state doing some of the most wonderfully technical things ever on autopilot. That's my goal for this workshop, is to show you how you too can surf your own 50-foot waves. And last but not least, we're going to look at anchoring wins and receiving, y'all. This is the process where once we hit grit, we hit flow, we accomplish something big, we get out of our zone, we do the uncomfortable with failure, we experience all of these things through radical self-love, and we accomplish something big. So many times in our society, we skip celebrating our accomplishments. We skip anchoring those wins. This week is fundamental. And actually, we'll be doing a lot of celebrating and anchoring wins throughout this whole process. You'll see. But whenever you do hit a goal, a milestone, small or large, you have to celebrate. You got to accomplish. You got to enjoy yourself. You got to really bring that experience alive within you. Because what that's going to make you do is get motivated to do it all over again. The risk is in the reward, right? And so we're willing to take more risks as long as we have time to appreciate the rewards that those risks gave us. We have to celebrate ourselves. But you'll see, like I said, we'll do that a lot throughout this challenge. All right, my friends. And last but not least, I wanted to get specific with you all. So we can talk in theory all day long. I can teach you tools and concepts and ideas. But until we really start applying them to specific examples in our lives, it can be kind of out there. Doesn't involve me, not applicable to I. So a lot of these lessons, what I'm actually going to do is use real life examples, whether it be my own stories, my clients' stories. We're really going to play a lot of these tools out. And as a general life coach, I help all people with all sorts of things. And it is because I have these tools, these mindset tools, these body-mind connection tools, the emotion accessibility tools that are biologically universal to us all, no matter what we're going through in life. However, I do find as a general life coach that most people hire me for three major things. And it's actually three major things that if we really think about in society, we usually need the most help with. So the examples that I'm going to be using throughout this workshop are going to have a lot to do with these three areas of life. Whether it's your business or your career, I do end up working with a lot of entrepreneurial women, especially people who are looking to start their passion projects. It's what I'm really passionate about, is helping people really dive in and start making money from what they really love doing. It's some of the work that I've done, and I see why my clients are attracted to me in this sense. So I'm probably going to be using a lot of business entrepreneurial examples as technical examples. But y'all, you can apply them whether you're in the career world, and you'll see I'll use those as well, whether you're working for someone or working in a partnership with someone. Number two, relationships. This is probably the biggest thing that people hire me personally for. It is probably the biggest thing that I do my own work in, but is navigating our relationships in life. Whether they be romantic and with our partner, marriage relationships. I have a client who is 77 working on her relationship with her children and grandchildren. I have 12-year-old clients working on their relationship with themselves. Their parents hire me to help with the self-worth and just innate value and meaning in life. And so our relationship, first and foremost, starts with the relationship with ourselves, expands to our family. And then it's also the relationship that we have with the world, with the community. Do we want to be more social? Are we feeling like we're introverts and we want to figure out how to get out into the world more, meet new people, how to feel comfortable in that arena? I'm going to help you with that too. Building friendships, building relationships, really maximizing the relationships you already do have. And last but not least, health. Now, I put mental health because that's what I'm good at. I have two wonderful people, one who's taken this workshop before, another friend of mine is joining the workshop now, who are health coaches, who are yoga teachers. So I'm actually this round, surprise, going to ask you guys to host and do a little part on the health segment, just to showcase your skills. And maybe we'll do that live. But what I really want to bring to awareness is whether you're focusing on physical health, like holding on to or preserving a certain weight, or lowering your weight, or gaining muscle, or just going outside more, doing yoga, or getting yourself to the gym, working out, or dieting, or you're focusing on mental and emotional health. I've got you. I can help. I might know all the ins and outs of the physiology of some of the physical things. However, there is a mind body connection that we're going to go into. And we're going to see how some of the times, most of the times, what's stopping us from going to the gym is not our physical health, but it's our mind. And what's stopping us from holding on to that diet is not the beautiful package that's enticing us to come eat whatever we don't want to be eating, but rather it's our mind. And when we work out this mental health aspect, it really, really, really helps with our physical health as well. I know for myself, my relationship with yoga transformed tremendously as I started coaching. And my yoga practice really built in. And I wasn't even focused on it. I was focused on my coaching, but my body naturally wanted to participate, move, release, have that body movement aspects to it. So yoga has been such a beautiful part of my experience. And I cannot wait to share how that transformation happened for me with you all in these three areas in my own life. What I do want to say, though, is if there's specific conundrums that aren't in the category of business, relationships, or health, they're all welcome. You guys want to talk about outer space and sci-fi, if you want to talk about God, if just the state of world affairs is really on your mind and bothering you right now or upsetting you, it's all open. These are the three categories I'll usually refer to for our hands-on examples. But if you have another one that I haven't covered or is not here, but it's really pertinent to you, remember, this is your workshop, your space. I want to hear from you. So that being said, I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I am just looking forward to kicking this off, starting this work with you all, and doing this together so we can truly, truly figure out the process, embody the process, and embrace the process that'll help us thrive for the rest of our lives, no matter what place in our lives we find ourselves in.